Action.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we prepare for one of the most dangerous, one of the most spectacular, unpredictable, and intimidating events of all of wrestling, as the following singles contest is a 15-foot high steel cage match! It is for World Heavyweight Championship! There are 4 ways to achieve victory: pinfall, submission, or escaping the cage, either through the door with both feet touching the floor, or scaling all the way over the top of the cage with both feet touching the floor. Come dressed as you are. Street fight rules prevail. No disqualifications will not be allowed. It is set for one fall as we now prepare for the featured presentation, the Steel Cage Match. Introducing first, World Heavyweight Champion, presenting the
All right, wrestling fans, here we are. Championship Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship match. This match taking place live from Chicago, Illinois at Schurz High School. The Monster Bazooka, the champion. Ricky the Janitor, the challenger. Both men true heavyweights in every sense of the word. And Bazooka showing some agility as he gets the upper hand on Ricky the Janitor with his speed and his power with his kicks and his strikes. Some people say that Bazooka has very, very deadly strikes. But not only that, the way at which he slams opponents is death-defying as well. Ricky the Janitor trying anything he can to use his quickness this time to go hold for hold, move for move with Bazooka. And it's this time that Ricky the Janitor shows explosiveness with his own drop kick in midair. Ricky the Janitor and Bazooka have had a number of meetings leading up to this 15-foot high steel cage match. Some of those matches have been traditional 1-fall matches, sometimes 2 out of 3 fall matches. And at times, these two have wrestled in hardcore battles, and it has eventually led to this moment. In this match, the cage has several purposes. It must keep the combatants in the cage, as Ricky the Janitor's head just glanced up against that solid steel fence along the near side. You have to keep close tabs and see how much damage was inflicted and how he will be able to react to it as this match progresses. We see it again. Bazooka knows that this steel cage can be used as a weapon. We have a fight on the outside between 2 other individuals, the cornermen, Dozer La Maquina Destructora on the far side, Power Sampson in the green, representing Ricky the Janitor. This is truly a conflict of interest. You have those that support the style of American professional wrestling. And then you have the other style of authentic Mexican lucha libre. And both of these clashing styles of pro wrestling are being exhibited right here, right now, in front of hundreds on hand for this steel cage match. Now, we saw a moment ago Dozer La Maquina Destructora and Power Sampson were having a fight on the outside of the ring, the two cornermen. But ultimately what this boils down to is the cage match keeps the combatants inside the ring, and it prevents other outsiders from intruding into this matchup. Bazooka continues to take Ricky the Janitor and pulverize him with his fists, with his body throws. And Ricky the Janitor cannot absorb this kind of impact forever. He has to continue to fight. Now you see the cornerman, Power Sampson, doing everything he can to try to verbally motivate and inspire Ricky the Janitor to fight on. Every time these two men have had a match, somehow, someway, Bazooka ends up retaining the World Heavyweight Championship. But tonight is a different circumstance, because tonight Ricky the Janitor has yet another chance to be the champion, and in this match, with anything goes, he uses that Mexican flag as a weapon to try to choke out Bazooka, and eventually drags him down. This is the first opportunity, I think, that Ricky the Janitor has had this entire match to try to put down Bazooka, and it hasn't happened yet. The rules of this match: pinfall, submission, or the fact that one of these two men could potentially escape the cage to win it, either through the door or over the top into the floor. But scaling 15 feet in the air is not easy, as Ricky the Janitor came within an eyelash of almost putting away the champion again. Traditionally, steel cage matches do not last long, as the sure utter physicality of a match of this nature generally takes so much out of the combatants that it arguably turns into a match of attrition, where it's simply the one individual who takes the least of the abuse is able to find a way to destroy their opposition. These two are not holding anything back. They have been at full systems go since this match has started. And you can sense that because this is a grudge match, there really isn't any sort of feeling out process from here on in. These two are in a fight, in a cage. My goodness! Snapping wristlock takeover as Bazooka fell off the top rope all the way back 3/4 of the way across the ring. Call that luck for Ricky the Janitor, but at least he's gotten the man down. Now Ricky the Janitor plans to escalate and climb, one step at a time, one rope at a time. But he got cut off right there. Bazooka easily uses his reach, his leverage, his height, and his size to put Ricky the Janitor back in a position where he's facing his opponent inside the ring instead of focusing on climbing outside. Ricky the Janitor pushes Bazooka down, and now it seems as though Ricky the Janitor is content with the potential idea that if he wants to win this match, he has to go blow for blow against Bazooka every single step of the way. Ricky the Janitor obviously is having a tough time focusing at this point, as I believe there is some evidence of blood loss on his forehead. Cage door momentarily open. Both men trying to escape at the same time, but Bazooka is using the cage door to slam it against Ricky the Janitor's head and pulling back on the seat of his tights to prevent him from escaping. Mexican leg sweep. The crowd has been very concerned over the condition of Ricky the Janitor to this point. And the fans are sensing that maybe Bazooka is too big, too powerful for Ricky the Janitor to handle. Ricky the Janitor is a big man, over 6 feet tall, but Bazooka is 6'4" and weighs 300 pounds. And I believe Bazooka, leading into this one, has a 40-pound weight advantage. But look at Ricky the Janitor. Pulling off that snap suplex, and might have done more damage to himself and his lower back. Again, trying in all desperation to cover Bazooka. But that is a big man to hold down with the huge, massive thighs, chest, back, and arms. Quite obviously, Ricky the Janitor has to do a lot more to the big man than just try to avoid the body contact of the running attacks just by hitting one major move. Bazooka again, using those kicks. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. These masked Lucha Libre warriors in previous lifetimes have been well known for being members within the general public. My goodness, what a spike slam. That is one of Bazooka's finishing moves, and Ricky the Janitor flinches at the last moment to avoid suffering a defeat. Bazooka might be hiding his identity. This could be a highly regarded businessman. Could be a teacher, could be a hard worker. This man Bazooka obviously is hiding something, and these Lucha Libre masks, with their authenticity, they're not only a measure of symbolism for those within the community, but this is a tradition that has expanded for years, that those Lucha Libre masks have the symbolism to protect identities, but also support those that they have inspired and have been inspired from in the past. And Bazooka, as fans of all ages may or may not be aware of, he has a huge identification and a huge connection with the characters within the bounds of the famous series Mortal Kombat. And you might notice that a lot of his ring attire follows suit, with a lot of different sorts of customary versions of all the characters that are within that video game series. Ricky the Janitor just smashed Bazooka right up against that steel cage. And I don't think Ricky the Janitor is as determined to take the mask of Bazooka off as he is to win a championship. Look at this. Bazooka's entire body is engulfed within that fence, and Power Sampson just kneed him in the process. And now we got a fight on the outside. Power Sampson, Dozer La Maquina Destructora, our cameraman, losing control. He got rolled up from behind for a moment, but Bazooka, with the leg strength, easily powers out. Dozer La Maquina Destructora has a couple of his students around ringside, and one of them is wielding a flag while the other one has a chain in his hands. Oh my! Power Sampson just smashed Dozer La Maquina Destructora right up against that solid steel ring post. Well, he may be a non-factor at this point. Look at the power by Bazooka! Oh my! Just sent him like a lawn dart right up against one of the sides of that steel cage fence. But I think Ricky the Janitor was able to avoid the contact with the cage. Trying to go for it. There it is. Backdrop suplex. The impact of 600 pounds almost landing on the mat simultaneously. And Ricky the Janitor now senses that his time is now. He is sensing that he's going to have to take a major chance if he's going to have any potential possibility of winning this match and defeating the Monster Bazooka for the most precious prize within championship wrestling, the World Heavyweight Championship. He's on the top rope, he flies, and he missed. He is trying to go for that flying splash, and in order to protect himself on the way down, as Bazooka was rolling inwards, he tried to take a step, and he might have hurt his leg in the process. And Bazooka tried to take advantage of it. And Ricky the Janitor almost costed himself this match. One key mistake, one big identifying issue, and the tributes and everything else are going to go straight down the tubes for one of these two men. And I would shudder to think that it would be Bazooka or Ricky the Janitor. But with this match being as close as it is, it could be any man's match at this point. That time, he got the lawn dart throw, and Ricky the Janitor went head first against the steel cage and bounced and ricocheted off of it very hard. Bazooka says he'll do it again. Come on! How many times can this man be thrown up against the cage? That man doesn't have a mask. He has no protection on his face at all whatsoever. This is uncalled for. And Bazooka may not even be concerned about winning this match. He might just want to end Ricky the Janitor's career tonight. Second attempt. This time it's Bazooka. With the momentum, crashing against the cage. And there's Power Sampson smashing the steel chair against his head. What did the Ricky the Janitor just do? He just nailed it between the legs, and then the double underhook DDT inside the ring. Sampson, Dozer on the outside. He's got him down. He hooked the leg. He did it. He won the title. I don't believe this. What a moment for Ricky the Janitor. He is the new World Heavyweight Champion. He survived the 15-foot high steel cage match against Bazooka. And he outlasted the big man. And at the last second, he avoided the last steel cage attack. And look at the sportsmanship by Ricky the Janitor. Actually trying to assist Bazooka back to his feet after all of this hard-fought action that was seen inside of the steel cage earlier tonight. And I think Bazooka's going to have to recognize he lost to the better man for once tonight. Oh, for heaven's sakes, why did he clothesline him after the match? That was not necessary at all whatsoever. Now Bazooka's trying to get out of harm's way by escaping the cage. But Ricky the Janitor is not going to hear any of that. He's going to go after the man, and a huge double axe handle on the outside. We got a fight, and this is turned into a hardcore brawl on the outside as he smashes that championship right up against the side of the head of the Monster Bazooka. Continuing to try to pulverize him with several of the fans' drinks in and around ringside. This isn't the end. We're going to see these two fight again sometime. USA and Mexico. It's bound to happen.